Hi, my name is Jerry and I collect 1970s toys, and today I wanted to share with you my Matchbox Sea King collection, as this is complete with all 10 ships and I even have the playmat. I've also done a video on the playset. I'll put a link to that in the description. Also to the other two playsets that did civilian theme, the railway goods yard and the container port, if you want to check those out as well. And I think you should, because they're really, really cool playsets. So I'll go through all the different ships and show you the boxes and the ships and everything. And at the end, of course, I'll put some close-up with some music if you want to have a look at them on your own time. I think the Sea Kings are a really great classic toy line. Matchbox really did well with these. I even still have the aircraft carrier I had when I was a kid, but I realized, I found an old photograph from my room. I must have been about 9 or 10 when this photograph was taken. In the photo is my grandmother, my cousin, and my sister, I believe. But there's actually 3 Sea King ships in there, and I can only remember having the aircraft carrier. So for the line, the first 7 ships were released in 1976, and they added 3 more in 1978, and the line was discontinued somewhere around 1980, 81 something. So 1976, first one, these are all designated K. So this is the K301, the frigate. I don't know if this is really a real frigate or not, but that's what they called it. The back, they're pretty similar. They have a few different ships on a few of the different boxes, but they all show that they have the wheels underneath. And the box art on these, of course, is amazing, as always. You got the captain here, you got a battleship over here, firing away. It just looks really great. And I also like that they added that background in there. They did kind of the same thing with the Battle Kings tanks and vehicles. So you get a real sense of immersion when you see this in the toy shop shelf. And of course, they were all set up. The diorama base, or whatever you want to call it, actually had water underneath then and on the side. So if you wanted to collect these and just put them on the shelf with a box next to it, this looks really, really nice. And like with most Matchbox toys of the time, you had some kind of a fastening device down here to remove the vehicle or ship or whatever it was that you actually bought. And I guess ships like this, even when it comes to scale models, are called waterline, since they're cut by the waterline. So it makes it so you can actually play with it. It's not going to tip over. This one is actually the same ship as the 305, just painted differently. It got some different numbers and letterings here. And on the bottom it actually says K301 frigate and K305 submarine chaser. So those are actually the same ship, and there's another one that they did the same thing with. But I just really like these. They are really cool. Next one is the Corvette. This one shares the same hull, everything as this one, the Convoy Escort K306. So they just painted them differently and put some different numbers on it as well. And like I said, the back and everything is all the same pretty much on all of these. Oh, one thing I forgot, I should tell you this. I bought this in Sweden, and I really like that they have a Swedish sticker on it. So this was actually 14 kronors back in late 70s sometime. And that's something I really appreciate, when I can get price tags, original price tags on toys like this. Yeah, so the Corvette, maybe not the most exciting ship ever, but I guess it kind of works. It's fine. Colors are a little bit better with the deck being black, but then having red cannons and other things kind of makes it look a little bit like a toy, which it actually is. But then we have the battleship. Now we're talking. This is really cool. Scale, of course, on these are off. I think they're somewhere in between 1 to 700 to 1000, something like that, depending on the ship. Yeah, so the battleship, it's so cool. Silver hull, and then you got a wood brown decking, and I guess that would kind of carry over from maybe a World War I battleship. I think they had wood colored decking on those older battleships. Someone out there that knows this better than me could probably comment and let us know. But you got 4 guns on this one. You got some anti-air guns, I guess, here, and you got a little surveillance airplane on there as well that you can deploy. And there's just a lot of nice little details on some of these. Like this one has the dinghies and some ladders and stuff. It's pretty good when you start looking up close. I think it's a great little ship. One of my favorites for sure. Then we have the K304, the aircraft carrier, also with a 14 kronor Swedish price tag on it. But this one is so cool. Yeah, even though I just complain about blue decks and stuff like that, and this is blue and yellow, Swedish flag, yay! I really like this one now, and I loved it as a kid. And I guess the proof of that is that I actually was careful enough with my aircraft carrier that I actually still have it. So that's good. This is one of the few ships that came as the 304 aircraft carrier, and as such had some variation in the color. They had a landing strip and lettering and stuff in red and white instead of the blue and yellow. But this is a great little toy. It's a great, cool, fun model. I really like it. Then we have 305, the submarine chaser. One of the ships that shared everything with another one, the 301. But this one looks a lot better with a color scheme like this. It's a really nice, maybe this is my favorite. And also, I think that's why this one, the K305 and the 301, were the ones that you could get in the playset, because they're actually the same ship, sort of, but different color. So that's, I think they just put whatever ship in there that was available at the time when they were packaging the playsets. Because either way, you got kind of the same ship. But this one is really nice. I really like it. 306. Not much to talk about. Another great little ship. And I probably wouldn't have gotten super excited if I got this as a kid. But I mean, any Matchbox Sea King is great though. But yeah, not my favorite. But I like it. The Convoy Escort. I like that. It sounds really cool. But a very basic little toy model. 307, helicopter carrier. This is a really nice one. There's a lot of little details on here. You got 2 helicopters up on the deck here. And then you got one here with the rotors folded in the back. You got a little crane thing here, and you got a few anti-air guns, I guess, and some missile launcher in the front there. This is really cool. I like the color scheme. I like the layout of the ship. This is a very cool ship. I would have loved this as a kid. So now the first of the 3 ships that were released in 1978. First we got the K308, I gotta read this, Guided Missile Destroyer. So let's see what this is all about. Again, not a bad little ship. A lot of stuff going on here. You got 2 huge guns in the front, 2 barrel guns, and then you got a helicopter, and you got some kind of a missile Patriot system back there, and the radars and everything. And the colors, I think, are pretty decent on this one. Not fond of the red lettering on it though. Kind of takes away a little bit from it. But yeah, not a bad little ship, but not one of my favorites, I gotta say. Now we have the big mama, not the big mama, but the deep diving mama. This is the one that's really hard to find, the submarine. I would say this is the scarcest out of all of them. And then they start actually explaining not just on the back that you can actually roll these things. Maybe they missed something out and people wasn't buying them because they wasn't sure how you could play with them. But they put their rolling action with the wheels in the front as well to explain a bit better. And this is just such a nice little ship. Is a submarine a ship, by the way? I'm not even sure. I like the colors, I like the style, I like everything, but I understand why this one is kind of scarce. I mean, it was late in the lineup, but compared to the other ones, how are you going to play with a submarine on the floor of your room when you were a kid? You can't dive. And so this would be kind of vulnerable to, you know, helicopter ships and battleships and everything like that. So yeah, maybe that's why it's kind of scarce and hard to find and pretty expensive as well. But it's a great little ship though, isn't it? Last one to be made, the K310. Let's see again, anti-aircraft cruiser. I have to read all of these. This is a great little ship. This one's a bit different from the other ones because it actually has a little bit more, I don't know what you want to call it, like elevation between the different parts of the deck here. It's nice, I like it, gives it some more 3D feeling, and you got 3 double barrel guns in there. You got some anti-aircraft guns as well, and just nice, clean, simple design. Not much going on here on the superstructure there, but yeah, it's a nice ship with a great color scheme, I think. This is also one of my favorites, I gotta say. But now let's have a look at the playmat. All the playmats were packaged the same kind of way. There was like an airport and then the seaport and some other playmats like that. And if you stack them up against each other with this one on every other one, you get like a full face of the cap. That's kind of neat. Let's see what's inside. So the mat is made out of plastic, and when it's been folded like this for many, many years, it's kind of hard to get unfolded and lay flat, but yeah, it kind of works though. It's pretty cool. There's a lot of space in here to put ships, a lot of little docks, harbor things. I'm not a ship person, so I'm not sure what these are called. I guess docks. And then you have some roads to drive some vehicles, which is kind of neat, even though they would be of a different scale. I still think it's nice that they included that. Over on this side then, we have, yeah, so here's where you go out into the ocean through the opening here. Looks pretty cool. And here you can just have the ship set up on the sides like these. That is pretty good. I think it's a pretty cool playmat though. It's not bad. I like the graphics on it, and you got a little train over there. And you got a bunker. Oh, so this is a semi-war at least. Let's get this on the table properly and set up some ships on it and see how it looks. Okay, so maybe the angle didn't change all that much, but at least I got the whole thing rolled out and all 10 ships on here. Submarines moving out, a couple of other ships moving back into the harbor. All the other ships are laid up for maintenance and whatnot. But yeah, it's a pretty good little playmat, I think. If you can't afford the playset, this is a really good substitute, especially since the attention to detail, where, like I said, where you can actually put your Matchbox vehicles in here, even though the scale is off. It's kind of a nice addition, and I think it's a pretty nice little playmat actually. So we've been through all the ships, we had them set up, looked pretty great, I must say. Hope you enjoyed it. I think it's a great toy line from Matchbox. All that's left is to do some nice close-up for you to watch and enjoy, and I'll catch you guys in another video. Cheers!